I'm super excited to be here today. Today we'll be talking about scalability, how to build businesses, companies, and products that can scale. And I'm very excited to be here with you once again. Let us start by saying a short word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this morning. We ask for your grace, your favor, your mercy. Thank you, forgive us from all our iniquities and cleanse us from all our unrighteousness. Let your mercy encamp around us. As we step into this week, give us a successful week. Let all that we do be successful. Grant us wisdom to build great businesses as we wait your coming. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so as I said, we'll be talking about scalability. We look at how to build companies at scale that can be able to serve more than one or two or 10 customers that you typically build your solution for. And why is this so important? So for those in the tech space, building tech solutions, are looking to serve millions of people. For example, our server currently serves about 15,000 people, 15,000 independent, unique people in the churches. Now, the question is, how do you build a business and how do you build a product at scale? So you have to understand that there are some differences between your product and your business. Okay, so building a product that scales has a relationship with building a business that scales. And we'll be talking about both, but I'm going to start with building a product that scales. So particularly in the tech space, when you're building a software, and just our short experience in building a server, you want to build such that when new churches, new members sign up on the system, it's very easy and the system can grow with them as the numbers increase. So in building systems or products at scale, you want to look at how you structure your software and the kind of online infrastructure services you'll be using. And in this current times, there's a lot of infrastructure as a service. For example, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, there's a couple of them, Rackspace, they're all there, Blue Cloud, Bluemix by IBM. So there are quite a number of infrastructure as a service platforms where you have a very powerful computer sitting online that you can deploy your application to and run it. Now these infrastructures are designed to grow with your numbers if you set it to auto scale. For example, on AWS, where our server sits, the system has been set to auto scale. So as the numbers grow, the system expands. New instances of servers are created to take care of the growing numbers. And this is very critical because you're going to have sign-ups from all over the world, and you want to have a system that is robust, is able to respond instantly to the surge, and can accommodate the numbers. And with a system that can scale automatically also comes with costs. So what happens is your instances would increase. You have maybe 4 or 5 servers, 6, 10, 20 running. Some companies are having 1,000 of servers running. You want to be able to monitor and manage these easily. Okay, so infrastructure as a service, basically these cloud services, takes off the stress of managing physical servers and helps you focus on your software to build it and make it work. So if you're thinking about building a platform for any enterprise that you anticipate having large numbers, the thousands and the millions, I encourage you to look for platforms that can easily grow with your growing numbers. And the sweet thing about these platforms, particularly for AWS, that they understand the early tech space stages, so they tend to give you some free tier services where you can test your idea with at no cost, where you can deploy application and run it and see if clients will pay for it in the first place. What it does is that it saves you money and allows you to grow and prove your concept before you start throwing money at it. So I've talked about infrastructure. Let's talk about the software. So building your software, you want to look at platforms that can cater for multiple queries or multiple threads or multiple hits or multiple logins. So you want to build your backend on a very solid framework. I encourage people using frameworks in this particular time because it speeds up your development. It makes it easy to take care of the critical things, your core business logic, whilst default things like user management and so on is taken care of by the infrastructure, by the framework. So there are quite a number of them. There's Flask, there's Django, Python and Django, which Asoeba uses. There's quite a number of them, and you can just check it out. Meteor and so on. There's so many of them. Just look at the language you'd like to code in and pick the one that makes it easy for you. Frameworks are very key. They have very strong inbuilt security functionalities, and the most exciting thing about frameworks is a large community around it. So as your application becomes much more big, you have a lot of people to ask questions when you find challenges, and they can actually help you fix or set up well. So you want to use it's similar to buying a car. For example, in Accra, if you're buying a car and you buy a Bentley, you find it hard to maintain it. But if you buy a Nissan or a Toyota, it's easy to use it because in case there's a problem, you can just go to the mechanic and you find a part quickly and fix it. By using a Bentley or let's say, okay, maybe an Escalade is a bit common, but an Escalade, Bentley, or a Jaguar, except you go to the dealers, you probably will have a hard time getting the parts. So you want to use a framework that has a lot of community around. Now these frameworks also are designed to receive a lot of multiple access or multiple logins. For example, on a Django framework, you can have numerous logins at a time, supporting multiple threads and nodes, and this makes your application much more robust and allows you to give better user experiences. That's on the back end. On the front end, you also want to, so back end is basically where your business logic sits, your code base on the back. And the front end is what people see, where it sits. Normally the front end will be HTML files, either Angular or typical HTML or JavaScript applications. Now, for example, Asoeba's Angular front end sits on a separate server, and it makes it possible to also scale that when there's a lot of hits on the static file. So what happens is what people see and log in is kept separately, and what processes everything is kept separately. So you want to make sure you build the application this way so that you can always communicate via APIs and make use of the same APIs when you go mobile. So build your applications on known infrastructures. Use frameworks that have big community around them, and it will make it easy for you to scale as the application grows rapidly, because you can't tell when you're going to have 100,000 signups in a day and how you're going to handle all that. I mean, you have to really be ready for it. The next thing I want to talk about in terms of scaling is now the business, building a business that scales. So we just talked about building a product that scales in terms of your infrastructure, the software, frameworks, and having a framework that has a large team around it. We can go into details later, as I'll have an interview with our CTO Patrick on our next session, where we talk extensively about his experience so far in building a Asoeba such that it scales, and it will be a bit more technical in detail. But I want to talk about building a business at scale. So particularly your business will be what you do to bring in money. So Asoeba's product is Asoeba, but what we do to bring in money is sales, and that is our business, selling the product. So how do you build a sales system that scales and that grows, can bring in more business? Now, in building a business at scale, you want to have certain things in place. You want to be able to make use of software in your daily operations, because things that are offline tend to consume more time, it's demanding, and requires a lot of human effort. So you want to use a lot of technology. For example, we use Gmail for our email service. We also use Google Docs a lot, so it makes it easy to quickly share files, get response, update content, and put things online. And it just keeps the whole team in sync. We also use Slack to communicate, so Slack and WhatsApp, very often if there's something that needs to be done quickly, just put it on Slack and the message is out and everybody knows it. So using tools that makes it very easy to communicate quickly is key to being very effective as a startup. So try and use a lot of online applications that you can a lot are free, you can readily access it. So for a document, you probably want to use Google Docs or any other thing that suits you. For your sales, which I said is our core business, you want to use tools that allows you to track the pipeline across multiple stages. So today we are in Accra, we are selling at Soriba, but tomorrow we'll be in Kenya, we'll be in Uganda, Gambia. How do we repeat the same successful processes we've used in Accra in our sales methodology? So we use tools. For example, we use Pipedrive for our sales. In Pipedrive, we have a funnel which starts from prospecting, goes on to calling, and those who make contacts. From contact, you do a demo. From demo, we go to negotiations, and from negotiations, we close the deal or it falls off. So this system allows us to know, okay, we at every stage, how much of it do we need to do to be able to bring in business. So what happens is, using such a software makes it easy for me to move to Nigeria tomorrow and train a whole set of sales force or business, we call them Asoriba consultants, on how to do sales the Asoriba way. It makes it easy to scale the successful processes because there are already systems that underline it. So it's very key that you use software. In accounting, for example, you cannot be using books and notebooks to keep your numbers. You will be slow. For example, you started off with fresh books where we basically record our day-to-day expenditures, and there are other exciting softwares like Xerox and so on that you can use to actually help scale your business. So what happens is that once you use these softwares, when you have to replicate the business in a different location, you just pull these softwares and you pull the playbook as in how you do the things on a day-to-day basis along, so that people just repeat them, but you might have to do slight modifications to suit that environment. So when I talk about playbook, I mean how things are done. So for example, in Asoriba, we have a way of getting our consultants, and it starts by first having a module called ISPs, Independent Sales Partners, and you come in as an ISP. And as an independent sales partner, if you're performing well on your own, we then rope you in as an employee, as an Asoriba consultant, because you've been able to close deals on your own as an independent sales partner. So then it makes sense that we have such talent in the company, and that is a process that is easy to scale. Okay, and in addition, when you come in, how we train you to become a very good salesperson is laid down. I mean, the first week you understand what a sales funnel is, you understand the conversion rates, and then we teach you how to do cold calls, how to do demos, how to train, and after a week we teach you how to actually identify a sector. It could be an area, a campus, a ministry type, and then attack it until you have been able to close significant sales. So this is what I mean by scaling a business, having processes that you can actually replicate. If these processes are not documented, it becomes very hard to replicate them from different markets, and that is really what your business is. So sit back and ask yourself, what is my product and what's my business? Identify what your product is, build it to scale, identify what your business is, and put in processes that you can replicate easily. Okay, now when we say scaling your business, it means being able to do it across multiple markets and yielding at least the same results. So that's my definition of scaling your business. So if our business is sales, how do we expand on the sales force? Now, there's other methods of building a business that scales that include partnerships. So partnerships are key in this part of in Africa. I find that it's something quite a number of people don't like, but some forward-looking people are beginning to really like partnerships. And so everybody is really keen on partnerships. What it does is that it gives us the speed to actually grow faster, enter into new markets quickly, and make greater impact. So we have quite a number of partnerships that makes our presence felt in other markets. So when you do a partnership, you basically leveraging on the strength of the partner, and the partner is leveraging on your strength to get to a better place, okay, or to get to your target or your ultimate. Now, in some of the partnerships we have done, we are looking into step into markets that we have very little knowledge of, but the partners we have there have great knowledge there. They've lived there for a long time. In some of the partnerships we've struck, it's helping our software to be able to process payments effectively, and it also brings numbers to the partner. So whatever you do, just understand that to get to the point you want, you need to have partners. The partners need to would help you get to the point you want. For example, even if you're starting your business as a startup, you need partners. Partners, whether you're investors, whether you're developers, whether you're co-founders, you need partners to get you where you want to get. So identify your key partners, lock them in, be committed to each other, and have a very stable understanding about how you're both going to grow. And it's key for scaling your business. So very often when you go do a presentation about your business, you'll be asked a question: is it scalable? Basically, can it be repeated? And the successes that you are getting, can you make it a lot? So for example, if you take a watch seller who sells by the room, it's going to be very hard for her to scale her business. You need to have similar shops everywhere she is. But when you take software, for example, your channels of transfer are very, very fluid. Like all you need is internet, and you can push your product to another country and sell it there. But if it's watch, you have to have a physical presence there. You have to fly there, get people there. So products that easily scale tend to be software products. However, we need a lot of offline products too. So that's how to scale a business. And that's I hope you've learned one or two things about scaling your business. So please do ask me questions, and I also like to hear from you what you think scaling a business is, and the factors that you want to look in. I try to keep this short so that the main idea of these terms you come across, or the main themes, are discussed. Okay. So in summary, build your product to scale and build your business to scale, so that it can expand beyond multiple markets and yield the same results. So that's what we've discussed for today. Before I go, I want to show you something interesting on a story about that you probably might have been familiar with. Today we want to look at how to easily read the effect of your communication. So if you send a devotional announcement or an event notification, you want to see how impactful it is. Want to see how many people are reading, how many people are sharing it, and so on. And we built something unique in Asoyaba that makes it very interesting, so that you can see the effect of your devotional, of your content, of your announcement. We want to see how many people are really consuming it. Okay, so log into my dad's church. Here we're going to look at a few stuff. We'll look at a devotional I just shared this morning. So I'm just going to go to the car branch, and then I'll go to the devotional section, and I'll scroll all the way to the bottom. Now in there, when I click, I can see that currently I shared it this morning at 7:07, and one person has already read it. I can click on this to understand how it's been. One person read it and probably shared it 6 times. Clicked on the share button several times to share the devotional, and didn't comment. No SMS was sent. So it helps you to know the impact of your messages. Now over here you can see the highest content read was this particular devotional at about 7 views and 15 shares. So follow God's revealed will was pretty interesting. So what we do is that we help you to even go way back and have an idea of how the messages have been performing, and it gives you a clear understanding of what people really like. So here, Hell by Dark News really had a lot of views. Oh, we had close to 50 shares. And we had wow, that's interesting, 9 views. So this helps you to understand how well your message is doing. So There are very exciting features coming out of Asoreba shortly. Financial feature is going to be live soon. You can actually receive donations from church members to your church, where you can also keep track of your accounts. The benefit in there is that you begin to manage your church finances very well. Okay, so in Asoreba, we are in a mission of helping you organize your church and make sure everything is in order, and we do so by simply allowing you to use technology as a tool to win more souls. So thank you once again for spending time with me. Nana here again. I'm very excited that you tuned in to listen to some of the key experiences I'm learning in the entrepreneurial journey. I hope you stay blessed and have a very great and blessed day. Let's share a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, I pray that you bless everyone who sat in here to listen. Give us wisdom, help us to build great businesses, and help us to scale them across multiple markets. In Jesus' name, pray thanksgiving. So for you out there who wants to be an entrepreneur, don't be afraid, get at it and put in your effort and you will succeed. Stay blessed. Bye.